Hello beloveds, happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a great weekend, a restful weekend, and I hope you guys had a great one too. If this is your first time coming into this channel, my name is Tato, and this channel is about all things conversation. Today I decided to chill outside. It's nice and sunny. It was a little chilly inside the house, but I decided, you know what, let me just go outside. And actually, I'm going to speak about a topic that is just something that I did not think about, that I did not prepare, but I feel like it's important because of a conversation I've had with my father. Welcome to my channel, and let's just get into it. So today we are going to speak about caring. Do you care about what people think? Do you care enough? So my father is very big on dignity when it comes to funerals and all that, you know. So we were just having a conversation and just reflecting around something that he has observed, I guess, throughout the years, or certain things like that, where people pretend as if they don't care about funerals, you know, where they choose maybe a casket that, or maybe a coffin that we would dub as ipoxlitamat, you know, in the hood, where you just like choose something that you, when you look at it, you feel like it's like it's not solid and it's not even as costly in terms of the casket world, I guess. So he mentioned something like that, you know, people tend to choose these coffins and caskets that are just below par, and they pretend like, no, what's the point? Oh, actually, I was the one that actually pointed that out and said, you know what, but I think maybe it's because people are thinking, what's the point? Because that's how I felt, you know, that what's the point? It's going down the ground, and what's the point? And my dad was like, you know what, if that's the case, let's say, what's the point of taking them to a cemetery where you know that it's one of those posh cemeteries, you know, like Abo West Park, Abo Nazareth, instead of just taking them to whichever cemetery and just taking them to whichever ground, or, you know, things like that. So he was like, okay, let's unpack that. If people really don't care, why is it that they care about what is going to be had in terms of food, how they're going to dress, and how the funeral parlor that will represent their family on that day? They care about all of that. You will never see them having dilapidated tents, or even lack of tents thereof. We all want these branded waters, we all want these green carpets, things that happen, I'm talking in South Africa, when it comes to burial and all, and funerals and all of that, you know. And he did mention that, you know what, it encompasses everything when it comes to dignity, whether you choose the casket, how you are going to bury this person, where you are going to bury this person, how the service is going to go, and all of that. And people tend to pretend like, we don't care, it's just a box, you know, we don't care, it's just this. But if that was the case, why is it that there is care when it comes to the funeral parlor that will represent the family, the speeches, how everything will be done, the program? I mean, from how the program is going to look, the paper, not even the content or the people that are going to be there, the actual paper, the display, the pictures that we are going to choose, you know. And he actually prompted me to think about it, because I actually was one of those people where I was like, you know what, when I'm alive, that's when I'm going to honor someone, but when they're dead, they're gone. And it brought up unto me that attitude of not really caring about things like that. Then I realized that I actually care. I actually care. I thought I don't care about a lot of things, but I do care. I care about right now how I present myself when it comes to how I speak. Yes, there are things that I don't care as much about, but it does not mean that I have zero care. And I've been someone that always likes to say that I don't care. I don't care if this. I don't care if this. However, when I look at it in hindsight, I actually do care. I actually do care. Yes, I'm not someone that maybe, it's just who I am when it comes to, let's say, for example, nails. I'll just make something in terms of maintenance and all that, you know. I'm not into having nails all the time, acrylics and all of that. But it does not mean that I shouldn't take care of my cuticles. It doesn't mean that I should just leave them to be dirty or to outgrow and have different lengths and all of that, you know. It does not mean that I should not polish up on my hair if I'm someone that is not into weaves, or if I'm someone that is not into makeup and all of that. It does not mean I should not make an effort to be presentable, because if that is the case, why do you go to an interview dressed the way you are dressed? If that's the case, why do you go, when you go to a restaurant, when you know that, you know what, it's just going to be one of those upmarket restaurants that I'm going to go to, why do you dress up the way you dress up? Because if you are someone that doesn't care and people should accept you the way you are, why do you make that extra effort for you to be addressed a certain way, you know? So for me, it was like, I kind of lied to myself. I kind of lied to myself in terms of what I care about, what I don't care about, you know, even in terms of my digital creation, you know. I care about fruits. I care about growing. I care the fact that I'm asking people to comment, to share, to like, to subscribe. I care. And I used to say that I actually don't care. You know, my attitude was like, you know what, I don't care because I'm creating memories. I don't care because I'm becoming better at this speech thing that I want to get better at. I'm making sure that I at least have a backup when it comes to my vlogs and everything like that, because that's what I've noticed. I've had Facebook, and there are times where I've lost my phone, and I was in an abusive relationship. They took my phone, and all of those things got destroyed. However, I got to go into Facebook and find pictures of my son when he was young, you know, which is something that if Facebook was not there, I was not going to have any pictures of that, and that memory and those memories get taken away. So I'm hoping that YouTube stays and is the way it is with Facebook when it comes to me and my videos and all of that, just so that I can go back, reflect on my growth, so that my children 5 years, 10 years down the line can be like, Mom, or 5 years, 10 years down the line, they can look at themselves, or however it is, you know. So yeah, in essence, I care. What are the things that you thought you don't really care about, but upon reflection, you realize that you actually care? You know, I think that's something that we need to find ourselves challenging in our minds, that we tend to pretend like we don't care about certain things. Number one, sometimes to avoid disappointment. You know, when you feel like, and you want to feel like you don't care, like for me, for example, if I feel like, or if I pretend like I don't care about YouTube and how I present myself, then I avoid the disappointment of people not subscribing and all of that, only to realize that I actually care, because there was a day where I actually went into my analytics and I realized that ever since I came back, I gained 6 more followers. For me, that is a big subscribers, and for me, that is a big thing. Do you get what I mean? And I found myself celebrating, and I'm like, why am I celebrating when I don't care? Because I'm doing this for me. Why am I upgrading in how I present myself in terms of a mic? I bought a mic so that I can articulate myself properly. Why am I getting myself into knowing all these softwares and finding ways? Yes, I'm doing it within my budget, but I'm making an effort, because if I didn't care, I was just going to dump. And I was just going to and not care if I'm using filler words, and not care if I'm presenting myself in a certain way, you know. So, yeah, I care. I care about a lot of things. And when I read the description around care, obviously there's different types of care, and frail care, maintenance, and all of that, but I'm talking about attaching importance to something. That is actually what it said, that you are attaching importance into something. You are carefully putting attention into something. The fact that you have to take 20 pictures before you can post that one picture lets me know that you care. And sometimes you find yourself saying that you do not care how people perceive you, you do not care how you present yourself, you do not care, because we always have that, abantu bazothini, I don't care. but you actually do care. So I think the more we care about certain things, the more we find value, and the more we become intentional in the things that we do, because it might not be the fact that you care to the extent of someone else. For example, my father, he cares about the dignity of the whole burial situation, the funeral, and how everything goes. He cares about that. But it doesn't mean that I should say that I don't care. Maybe I don't care as much. And I think also interests and cares vary also when it comes to growing up. He cares maybe because of his age, you know. I care about certain things because of maybe the age that I'm at, or I care about certain things. I put careful attention on certain things because of the value structure, you know. But it does not mean that I have to say I have zero care. I actually care. I actually care. So I've realized that I need to start rephrasing how I speak about certain things. I should not say that I don't care how people see me. I don't care how people perceive me, because I've said that a lot of times. And maybe I've said it in a sense of defense, and I've said it in a sense of avoiding disappointment, like I've mentioned. But I should maybe say that I don't care as much as I would care about other things, you know. And I think that will also bring sensitivity to the people around, and how we speak to people, and how we do not minimize or invalidate the things that they care about. So I think I'm just unpacking my thoughts with you guys, because I wanted to speak about attention-seeking behavior, because I'm someone that introspects, and I'm someone that when I see something, and when I maybe watch something or read about something, I first want to, you know, diagnose, around me. But now I guess we'll just reserve it for next week, and then we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about borderline personalities and all of those things, because I went into that rabbit hole. So I think, let us just talk and unpack the whole I don't care. Because do you really not care? Do you really not care? Is it a defense mechanism? Is it to avoid disappointment? Are you saying you do not care so that when you don't get that like, you will manipulate yourself into thinking you don't care, but your emotions still care? Or are you manipulating the people around you, but inside of you, you know that you care, you know? Or are you minimizing yourself not to care so that you don't do the work of those that care? That's another thing. Because you can be lazy about something and pretend like you don't care, because you are lazy to do the work that comes with it. I don't care about children, for example. It's because you are lazy. You know, you probably do care. At the back of your head, you do care, but you know that it takes more than having to say that you care. It takes you being patient. It takes you being present, you know, things like that. So I think maybe self-introspection is required in those areas, and let us speak about it. I would like to hear from you guys. I would like feedback, engagement. I would like to hear how you guys have sat down and thought about the things you've always said you don't care about, and you're like, hang on, I actually do care. Or hang on, I was being insensitive in saying that I don't care about it because someone else raised it and I just wanted to be dismissive, you know. Let us speak about what can you do going forth to actually be sensitive, you know, in certain situations and spaces. So yeah, do you care? Do you not care? That is the question. And thank you for watching, and have yourself a wonderful Monday and a great week ahead. And we shall see each other on Wednesday when I do my review, and during the week when I just decide to just pop anything, you know. Bye.